morning! Today I'm going to read a little poem called Spiritual Sanctuary. It's about my very first day in North Carolina where I now live. A little church, a quiet hollowed space, a spiritual enterprise, academia's gentle grace. She is a glowing woman like morning's hue, looking at vintage stained glass, a radiant view. She arrived first alone, a decision tragically made. A triumphant trespass, she was poised and unafraid. To a place of sunlight spring, where April's whispers bloom, of the hush abuse towards her future broken groom. Inside the church, the queen and her knight sat to pray, with heavy heavenly tears that were quickly swept away. The sun rose in her heart, made of glittering gold and jade light, a simple start to her quest, bathed in morning's tragic might. With a quiet pause in the little church, the queen's heart bled, a plastic bitter cup and moldy sacrament bread. There was a moment's peace before the thick of the fray, to gather her strength in the midnight light of day. She gave a sudden and quick parry that couldn't be undone, the sting of her rapier pierced with power from the sun. With a quiet heart, she softly sighed, the little church was a peaceful soul where solace hides. And in that hush, like a rug, a bond was spun. The woman and the dogwood knights had won. In the church's peace, a true love was healed, a story whispered here where much had yet to be revealed. So I used to live in Alabama. That's where I grew up. And I love Alabama. Alabama will always be my home. But at the same time, there came to a point in my life that I outgrew it. After high school and kind of in high school, I struggled a lot. I didn't have many friends, and especially from the ages of 18 to about 24, I really struggled to make friends. I had a lot of friends in my church, but we had a horrible falling out, and I was left incredibly depressed on top of my already pre-existing issues. But my dear friend Kat introduced me to a wonderful group of people. She introduced me to my friends Thomas, Zach, Elder Petty, Josh, and so many more. It became abundantly clear that I should move to North Carolina to be with these new friends, and my mental health just blossomed. I am so much happier here in North Carolina. I still have my days where I'm incredibly depressed because of the issues that I was born with, but I love it here. The Dogwood State is my new home. So this poem was about my first day in the Institute building, and I love that building. It's a consecrated building that I can feel the spirit so strongly in. It's always a privilege to get to spend time in the Institute building, and I hope that I'll get to spend many more memories there with many more friends. Here's to the rest of my life in North Carolina. Until next time.